We got a bright day. Let's head back up here on this hill and try to do some mapping. Then we'll probably sleep here. And then we might head back, or maybe we'll just head back through the forest. I mean, we're not gonna die at Mystery Lake. Like, this is just, there's no way we could die at Mystery Lake at all. Like, I can literally lay down in that bearskin sleeping bag here, go to sleep, and not have to worry about a thing. I don't even think we've reached maximum coldness yet, but I just don't think there's any way at my skill level that I can die here. I know that's very arrogant to say, but unless the cougar comes here and gets me, I don't think I can die here. I know the map too well, and I'm too well geared to be easily slain here. Not with guns. Did I get, got 2. Okay, so yeah, that's a lot of it. Alright, let's keep heading back here by the unnamed pond or something and see if we can find that little hut. There's a tiny little hut back here. Sort of like the Draft Dodgers cabin. It's a tiny, tiny little hut. Or I guess it's more like the ones on Coastal Highway near the outdoor workbench. They have some tiny little fisherman shacks. They're bigger than the ice fishing huts, but not by much. They're just sort of like the smallest actual structure in the game. But there's one on this map, like way back in the far reaches somewhere, that I never actually get to usually. That's the bear cave. Oh, there's... No, that's not Kitty. I don't know if I... Get the... I wanted him to get the rabbit. I was pulling for you, buddy. I'm on your side, mate. Promise. Oh, here's your history history lesson for the day. The word mate in Australia comes from the Bataan Death March in World War II, where the British and Australian forces were completely cut off, and like, I don't know, like 800,000 soldiers or something were captured because they didn't have any gunpowder or food or anything to fight with. And so they were surrounded by the Japanese and captured, and they were forcibly marched for days or whatever, and like half of them died on the way. But even once they got to the death camps, they the survivability rate was just nothing. I mean, they didn't have any food to feed them. If you stopped walking or said you couldn't go on, they'd kill you. But the basically all the men paired off, and so they all had what they called mates. You know, he's my mate. You know, he's the one that watches out for me, because half the time you were so sick from dysentery or malaria or dingy fever, yellow fever, like whatever, that you couldn't do anything. You couldn't go get food. You couldn't go get water. You couldn't move yourself. You know, you couldn't go to the bathroom by yourself, and so somebody would watch out for you. And so it really means a lot, or at least it meant to the old World War II generation, the greatest generation. It really meant something to them in Australia. It wasn't just like a casual reference. It actually was supposed to mean, hey, that guy's my blood brother. That's just the closest thing you got to it here is blood brother. It's not supposed to be just a casual statement. It's supposed to mean something. But to have your mate die was a massive, massive loss. Like, you had to find somebody else, because you were going to get sick. You know, within a week or 2 weeks or whatever, you were going to get sick again, and you were not going to be able to go get food, and you were not going to be able to go get water. And everybody else was so sick and so weak, they wouldn't help you unless you were their mate, you know what I'm saying? So you would have to go out and try to find somebody that you liked to try to pair up with before you just ended up, you know, starving to death or dying of dehydration because you couldn't fend for yourself. Is that the wounded one, or is that the scared one? I think that's the scared one. Missed? Huh. Oh, he was wounded already, but that's my miss. That's the bullet. If you miss, you can see the bullet. If you hit, you can see the blood spray. So anyway, that's the origin of the term mate and its significance in Australia. And just as a side note, since we're talking about Australia, Australians do not like to be reminded that they are criminals. Just like people in America don't like to be reminded about, our slavery past. People in Australia do not like to be reminded that they were all criminals at one point. Australia was originally a penal colony for England, and so they would ship all their pirates and ne'er-do-wells, and basically it was like their Alcatraz. But you got to think about how far that is from England. Like, it was the bad of the bad they sent there. And I want to say that any of the women that were prostitutes or that had STDs and stuff, they would send there. That's how they got women there. But yeah, they don't like being reminded of that. It's an insult. Because of course not all of them were descended from criminals. Okay, this is where the tower is, and I'm already halfway up here. Let's look at the viability of this. I was looking for the little hut, but I didn't see it. Freaking kids. Leaving their litter and their beer cans and their loud rock music everywhere. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you go down the stairs too. That's where I'll put my motion tracking shotgun. Yeah, ingrates. Well, that would be one good point. Are there rabbits down in this thing? I thought maybe at one point there were rabbits in that little pond area, but I don't think so. Now that I have +5 cooking, this place might actually be more viable, since I could just go down there and kill some wolves and bring them up here. I don't necessarily have to go fishing. I mean, I guess I do for vitamin C, but... Two burner stove, which is pretty much all I use at the lake house. No lockers in this one. No boxes. Is there a box underneath? Oh, there's a box underneath. And I got 2 boxes for storage. That may be a deal breaker. One of the other ones has lockers. I don't know. Yeah, we're not doing that now. Maybe next time. Maybe there'll be more storage. Well, next time I play, I'm going to get the mods where I could just put furniture and stuff in. They should have done that in the base game a long time ago. Just let us move furniture around, for goodness sake. There's the plane. Okay, what about the, can I see the little house from up here anywhere? Okay, that's the railroad tracks. It's not that way, because I go that way all the time. That's where the sorting area is. Not the sorting hat, that's Harry Potter. Somebody else knows the little hut I'm talking about, right? Like somebody's backing me up on this, I'm not just making this up in my head. I'm not talking about the little burnt out one over by Trapper's Cabin. I'm not talking about that one. Let's go up on this hill over here. Okay, so this means that just in case I do start using it, let me start marking this. I've been trying to give some more thought into the billy goating thing, because I know that I do it, like I just did it there. But that doesn't annoy me, but when I see some people do it, it annoys me, and the way I look at it is that if it's something where you would look at it in real life and feasibly do it under the conditions, like if you're being chased by a bear, you know, I might not even look to see what the other side of the cliff looks like, just go, man. But, in the game sense, it's will I be injured if I do it? Can I get down this thing without getting a sprained ankle or without tearing my clothes? If I feel like the answer is 90% yes, then I'm okay with it. I also am okay with it if you're not encumbered. Like right now, I'm not encumbered. Okay? I just hate seeing people go to the summit, they load themselves down with 1,000 pounds of loot, and then they throw themselves off the top of the thing, run down the mountain, and they're back in their cabin in 5 minutes. I don't like that. That's an exploit. The game's not supposed to work that way. You're not going to load yourself down with 1,000 pounds of crap and throw yourself off a mountain in real life. It won't end well for you. Actually, that segues nicely. I should be a radio host. That segues nicely into my mountain climber story. I used to work with people going through death and dying and stuff like that, and a claims process, and planning and stuff like that. There's another bear. Okay, I thought you could only get one in Mystery Lake, but apparently not. This is the longsword bear. This is he is not the same bear. But anyway, I used to work in a job going through like a estate planning process, and happened after death too. When somebody passed away, I helped the family settle their stuff. And one of the cases I got was a mountain climber who had died in Nepal, actually on a climb. And I can tell you because of that the Nepalese government does not issue death certificates for people that disappear mountain climbing. That's one of the cases where you have to wait 7 years from when the person was last seen to have them declared legally dead. And that's what this person's family, his wife, was going through. And I was actually able to really help this lady because I'd been in the field for a while. You have to learn how to talk to attorneys. You have to talk to them fast when you do get a chance to talk to them, because I mean it's $500 an hour. Oh, is that it? That's it. It's $500 an hour, no matter who's talking to them, whether or not it's me or the client. Never talks to lawyers like that when you work for a company, because they'll waste their time and the company's money. But you have to be straight to the point, ask him your question, make sure that he understands that you understand what you're talking about, and you're just not a moron, and that you're not wasting his time. And I called him up and explained it, and he was like, "Okay, I got it." He's like, "I'll call you back in a minute." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And so, like, I think he told me, "Don't go to lunch or anything. Don't go anywhere. I'll call you back in a minute." And I was like, "Okay, well, this is odd." Okay, and lawyers love it when you put them on hold, because the billing clock still keeps ticking. And they'll work on somebody else's case while you're there, so they'll be double billing. There's a secret for you. And see, this, not mapping this cabin, not coming in it, would have kept me from getting a different trophy, which is for going in every interior location here and in Coastal Highway. Unmap this, and that's probably one of my 2 places. And don't let me forget to go back to the mountain climbing story in a second. Mystery Lake, nope, I'm still missing 2. How is this not 1? It has a little house on the icon. It's supposed to be a thing. Okay, well anyway, the lawyer calls me back and he says that he is able to, and forgive me if I get it wrong, because I only had 1 case that ever dealt with it. He was able to declare death by providence, I think. Basically, he went online and did an internet search using the guy's name, and he was actually a world famous mountain climber. Like he was a guy. Like he didn't die on Everest, because Everest is just Disney World at this point. It's ridiculous. And it wasn't K2. It was like the 3rd one or something. It was one of the dangerous, deadly ones there that's off the beaten track that people don't go to. Like you gotta. It's still a mountain that's climbed by mountain climbers. You know what I'm saying? Not blind tourists and stuff. But he was able to see like the news of him going there, him not being found. He was able to find news articles and stuff talking about his last transmission to base camp, and that he had fallen and broken his leg. And there was enough news that the guy could go out there and easily find on major sites, so that he was able to say, yes, this guy's dead. According to CNN, Reuters, and a couple of these other places, he went up the mountain. He never came back down the mountain, according to these 4 people that were on his team. And so I was able to help the lady get everything taken care of. Whereas if I was new, I wouldn't have known anything, and I would have just been like, meh. But basically, and the lawyer told me, he was like, don't ever call me. He asked me, because he could tell that I knew what I was doing. And he was like, how long you been doing this? And I was like, 10 years. And he was like, okay, you did good. Don't call back for another 10 years. And I was like, okay. Because I wasn't supposed to have his number, like at all. I had got it through some other type of transaction where I had to call him, and I wrote it down. I put it in my Rolodex, and I was like, I'm going to call this cat next time I have a really, really serious issue that's going to get all bungled up.
Horse.
Oh, I am very hungry. You are correct. Just been sitting here running my mouth, not paying attention to anything. We ain't eating the syrup. We might eat that, though. We might eat the peaches. Yeah. Well, no, I think we're just going to lose our bonus. Yeah, I think we're just going to starve tonight. Unless that bear jumped me, that might solve everybody's problem. Alright, let's just starve tonight. It'll be fine. Yeah, rub it in. Ugh. I'll sleep for another few minutes. Enough. But yeah, so get into Nepal, don't die, or
Never thought I'd be dying from starvation. What do you know?
or your family may just have to wait 7 years to get your assets. Thought that was great. How long you been doing this? 10 years.
So
Don't call me again for another 10. You did good. He hung up. I think he asked how I got the number, and I told him about another case where it was like it was a famous one. It was one of the ones where one of the parents, takes care of themselves and their little ones, in one of the most appalling acts possible. And he was like, "Oh yeah." He's like, "I remember you." He's like, "Yeah, don't." He was like, "Yeah, don't call me back." I love it. Now, see, I don't know if that bear is this bear. Because there's a bear that can be here too. I don't know if they're the same bear. I don't think they are. Yeah, I don't know, Bambi, I'm thinking about it. Do I not have rocks? I must have dropped them at some point. Okay, Thumpers, you get to live. I am ill prepared due to my gabbing. Yeah, I handled a lot of famous cases. Lots and lots of them over a 10-year period. I handled one of the firefighters from September 11th. It was one of the ones that was on the calendar. One of the firefighters with puppies or whatever that they do, raise money and stuff. That was long after that, though. That wasn't when it happened. It was years and years later. It was just a small account that his family had missed. Only had a couple $100 in it. But I can tell you that the death certificate for the people killed on 9/11 doesn't say terrorist attack or plane crash or fire. It's homicide. They was all deemed homicides. On a related story to see, I'm segueing right into another one. This is great. It's like I made this up. I had a guy that won some records from a long time ago. I don't know, when he bought the stock in 1987 or something. And I had to pull the stuff up on like a DOS system that nobody ever uses anymore, obviously. And it had a chain of error code, or not error codes, but status codes in there that I'd never seen before. And I had to call up the research desk and have them look at it. And they told me what it was. And so I go back on the phone with a guy and I was like, "I'm sorry, but those records were destroyed." And he just started going off, and he was like, he was like, "What kind of moron shredded those or whatever?" And I was like, "Well, they were in Tower 1 at the World Trade Center." And there was just silence for like, I don't know, 30 seconds, long time. And then he was like, "Well, you guys don't keep other records? You don't keep backup copies?" And I was like, "Yes, sir. They were in Tower 2. And there was just another 30 seconds of silence. He was like, "Okay." And it's like, I'm sorry, man. Like, nobody knew two of the tallest buildings in the world were going to get destroyed at the same time, same day. Yeah, was it bad planning on our part? Yes, I'll admit that. But we didn't foresee that eventuality. Trying to get back to Trappers. I think it's over this hill. Forgot I left those rabbit traps out. I was just going to go up there and map and wander it off. But that's why you don't leave your sleeping bag ever. Because I had fully intended to go back to Trappers to sleep. Yeah, there are a lot of wolves out today. They cry out for their fallen. But yeah, the active trading desk is a lot like that too. They don't want you to, they don't want to hear about how your day is and all this other stuff. They just want you to start barking out orders when you call them. Oh, why did I do that? Do I not own a knife?
This pack is getting kind of heavy.
Idiot. Okay, there's wolves all around me. Let's go ahead and just drop this meat and get a fire started and just cook some of it and eat it.
Come on, little fire.
That's not enough sticks. Okay, let's go get some sticks. That big branch back there is too big for our immediate needs. I remembered a super messy case that I had one time where a big shot, I don't think he worked for us, but I think he was a hedge fund manager or something. He was a big fat guy. He had all kinds of stuff. He was going through divorce, and I got the divorce decree from the judge, and it just listed all this stuff. Like on the wife's part comes first, which is usually the way it is. I don't know why. Maybe because they always get most everything. But you know, she got the house, and she got the lake house, and the house in the Hamptons, and you know, the Mercedes and Lamborghini, and just whatever, just all this stuff. And they even, it was so detailed. I've never seen one this detailed before. Where it gave, like, she gets the photograph of the 3 people on the bedside table. Like, they didn't say who the people were, but they were like family pictures or whatever. But it was really detailed. And then I got to his part, and his part started with the bottle cap collection and the miniature bat collection. Like, I was like, man, you messed up hard. Like, hard. Like, I wish I knew that guy so I could ask him what you did. Be like, man, you messed up, dude. The miniature bat collection. Here's some bottle caps for you. Oh, I hope it's Fallout so that you can spend some of these. Kinda don't mind if wolves come up on me. Maybe I should just pick up the meat. We could use some more. Is that actually just a stick? Like, why do they still have this air? Get rid of it. Fix it. Fix it, Hinterland. Fix it. One of the other urban myths is that the that woodpecker noise announces that a bear has spawned. Where did my knife go? Like, for real, where'd my knife go? I got a knife. Why? Because it's below 40%? Like, it won't let me use it? That's dumb. Oh, it's a branch. But yeah, I was doing something earlier when I broke down the corpse. It didn't pop up with it. So I guess once it turns yellow, it switches to something else. There we go. Miniature bat collection. Oh my god. Taking us a whole wolf to get our hunger back up.
I wonder if I can drop any of this gear.
They get it all right. Yeah. Okay. Well, this is not good. I really don't want to leave that meat, but I don't want to be walking around with it either. If I didn't get too turned around, which I think I did, Trapper's cabin should be this way, but I am not entirely certain. I thought it was on the other side of this wall, but maybe this wall is... Maybe I'm further along than I thought. If I am, then Max Axe's body should be up here. I think I'm good. This looks more right the more I'm walking. Now, here's a piece of advice from somebody who's worked in all kinds of different call centers. Do not ever say anything on the phone when you're talking to somebody at a business and think that they can't hear you. Never, ever say anything on the phone and think that the other person can't hear you. Just because you hear music or whatever, the news, some of the sites it plays, like the stock quotes or whatever, they can still hear you. Some places they can still hear you. Not every place, but especially with debt collection, anything to do with fraud, legal services. So really debt collectors is a big one. Sales, like telemarketing, selling a timeshare or something. They can hear absolutely everything you're saying at all times. So don't think they can't. Don't be sitting there yammering about, I'm going to keep this guy on the phone another 30 minutes and then I'm going to hang up and he's be wasting his time. He can hear you. Like, don't. And that would probably go for penal institutions. You know, you're talking to somebody in jail. Like they put you on hold and you hear music, you know, we're going to go get him. And then you sit there talking about how, you know, you're going to do a buy in a few minutes. No, don't do that. Just don't do that. Use some common sense. And same thing if you're calling someplace, even if you don't think somebody's listening live, if you're calling like a recorded line somewhere, you know, talking to a robot or something, don't think it's not recorded. I still can't believe that Hollywood still acts like the keep them on the line so we can trace the call is a thing. But that's not a thing. It's never been a thing. It's never ever been a thing. Like stop acting like it's a thing. Like call. No, don't do this. I'm being sarcastic. But call 911 and hang up, and see how quick you get a call back. They know where you are. They know what your phone number is. Not to trace a call. What that goes back to, the tracing the call thing, is way back in like the 1930s or something. Like when they I still don't have a rock. When they used to plug the phones in and unplug the phones, like the operator would literally say, hey, you know, I'm hooking up to Mayberry, and then the Mayberry operator would do that. That's what they're talking about. They're talking about having the physical operators look at the physical wires to show, you know, to tell each other which wires are connecting. No, that hasn't been that way in 100 years. Stop perpetuating that myth. Idiotic. No rocks over here. Plus I just wasn't paying attention. That's what I came up here for. There for a while, my wife was big into forensic files and all kinds of crime shows and stuff, and if I wouldn't get arrested for it or sued into financial oblivion, I would have wrote a long time ago a book on how not to get away with murder. Just the stupid mistakes the criminals make. Just stupid. Just dumb. I can't believe the people that want to, like, they plan a murder and just the stupid things that happen. Just like, no, just, you can't get away with it. Don't do it. Not in this day and age.
I'm not sure I can carry much more.
No, there's too much stuff working against you. It's not gonna happen. What? I don't know what you were doing, but I don't like it. Oh my god, with this... Somebody remind me to switch my knife out. They're just as bad. I drop stuff by the fire, because...
That guy who drank his own pee doesn't seem so crazy right now.
I was not intending to do that. I love it how she says that so many times in this game. They won't say Bear Grylls' names. Various. Oh, I got water on here. Okay. Look at me being prepared and stuff. What's that about?
I am not going to be able to carry this load for much longer. Come on, little fire. Come on.
Do I have any rocks in here? I'm gonna literally have to go walk back up the road and find rocks. Oh, on other uses of the telephone, here's one you can write down and thank me for the rest of your life. If you're ever on an automated system and you just want to talk to a living person, like any living person, because it will go to like the lowest tier living person available, hit 0 pound, 0 pound, 0 pound. Hit it 3 times, 4 times like that, and it will take you to the a living person. Now that that is more so with the it may not work with all the newer phone systems, but any phone system that's either well thought out or has been around a while, it will work. That is how the phone perceives rotary dial phones. Now, that's what it picks up a rotary dial phone as, is 0 pound, 0 pound, 0 pound. And so that if you have a rotary dial phone, like if you're Amish or something, I don't know if that's all you have, and you have to call a place like that, that's what you have to do to be able to get through. And that's sort of like a life hack that people have kind of forgotten because nobody has rotary dial phones anymore. Also on a phone note, the star and the pound on phones used to be for dialing long distance. If you had a different long distance carrier than AT&T or Ma Bell back in the day, you would hit, I forget which was for which, but one of them was for MCI and the other one was for Sprint. So if you had Sprint, you would hit star, and then you would dial the number, and they would know to bill Sprint for the charges, and Sprint would bill you. That's, I think, 2 sessions in a row where we've been talking about telephones. No idea why. It's largely believed that Alexander Graham Bell stole the science of telephones. Just like Thomas Edison. I always hear about him doing his best work as a patent clerk. Yeah, that's because people were mailing him their patents and he was reading them and then refiling them as his own. I'm sure a whole lot of people used to do their best work as patent clerks. Yeah, that's fine. I'd probably do my best inventing as a patent clerk too. Yeah, the guy who actually invented the telephone, they think was, I think he was a Swedish immigrant that had submitted his patent, and it had been ripped off, and he had submitted along with it another thing that apparently Alexander Graham Bell didn't understand, and so he didn't copy it. But they think it has validity now. It has some sort of, has something to do with using water as a way to communicate, I guess the way that, sort of like the way fiber optics use light. It used water somehow to communicate, and Alexander Graham Bell either thought it wasn't worth it or didn't have any credence, but somebody looked at it all these years later and they're like, wow, that's a good idea. That we could use that for something. But now, since we are apparently off on designs and schematics, people often say that Leonardo da Vinci didn't know what he was doing because some of his, or really all of his plans really, are backwards, or they have something wrong with them. And they don't have anything wrong with him. He knew exactly what he was doing, but he was pitching these ideas to kings and queens and royalty, and they don't always buy your idea. And so that was his way of copyright protecting it, is to put a flaw in there that he knew what the flaw in the machine was and nobody else would. So if they just decided to try to rip off his idea, they would get it wrong and it wouldn't work. So they would have like the cranks backwards or something would be wrong with it so that it wouldn't work. But basically that was his form of copyright protection. Okay. Let's go ahead and do the other T too. Which I might do all three of them. Might just need to look up to see how that works. I haven't had tea in at least a day, so maybe that'll be the 2 T's for yesterday and 1 T for today. I could do with some condition restoration anyway, right? We have these, we have that. Can we make some arrows? Because we're out of arrows. Oh, do these take off? Yes. What is going on? There we go. Okay, so now we got 2 arrows again. Meanwhile, talking about inventions still, Nikolai Tesla is actually not credited for inventing radio, which he did. A guy saw, he didn't see, Tesla was great at inventing things, but not seeing the applications for them. Somebody else saw his thing for radio somehow and knew that it was groundbreaking, and so he just kept resubmitting his patent over and over again with just slight changes until it was approved. And so that guy ended up making billions of dollars and Tesla didn't. Tesla also accidentally invented X-rays, and he saved the film or whatever. And let's see, we need to sharpen our knife. I don't want to fumble with it in the dark. We'll just do this one. he recorded it, him having discovered that passing X-rays through something had produced this thing on a film, and that he could see the bones and stuff, but he didn't realize the medical applications of it. And so he just recorded it as a scientific oddity, basically, and filed it away. And then after he died, people found out about it. Yeah, he was bad at seeing uses for stuff. He needed a schemer and somebody that knew finances. Should probably be standing outside doing this. I always wondered if, no, I'll just go ahead and leave that. I don't know if I should talk about that. It was about Nikolai Tesla and his marriage and his divorce, and tied in with an episode of Seinfeld, and I don't want to get kicked off YouTube before I'm even really on it yet, so we'll just let that one lie. Where is the safe? You gonna make me do this? You gonna make me? You embarrass me in front of my friends. Don't know why I always keep water in the safe, but I do. Maybe it'll start a trend. How long's this moose hide got on it? I don't think it really matters. I don't know that we're gonna make anything with it. We already got the satchel. I'm not gonna build the... I don't need the coat. I also just want to look at it.
And this pack is getting kind of heavy.
I just dropped off like 50 pounds of water. Oh, I lost my bonus. Okay, that's why. Like, what is she complaining about? I think the Travois, doesn't it take moose hide? But once again, I'll probably never use it. The only time I could really ever think to use it is hauling stuff back from the ice fishing hut, but I have a hard enough time remembering to take my jerry can out there to fix it. Okay. I feel like we've been doing a lot lately in the game. I feel like we've got a lot done. I mean, I know I had a couple of long crafting sessions there, but I feel like we've been doing good. Like, we got a lot of stuff done, right? So what we should probably do, I keep looking under there for those that don't know, which is everyone. I always keep my hides and stuff under there, in the boxes. And those boxes aren't there, and so I got nowhere to go to. Why can't I switch tools? I just polish that knife. I don't want to do that. Got that. Drop them both. I don't need that. Drop that. Oh, did I not set the other traps back up? I think I did. And no, I'm not staying here until I catch 100 rabbits. I'm just trying to get my bonus back up, and figured I'd craft a couple arrows while we're waiting. But we may as well eat some
I'm not sure I
rabbits.
can carry much more.
Yeah, sweetie, we're working on it. It'll be another day or two before our kit's in good order. Why? I don't understand why they put improvised knives and stuff here when you know I ain't got one. You know I don't have one. Usually I roll with like 4 arrows, but 5 will be good. Got this rabbit still.
Man, this pack is getting kind of heavy.
I'll keep one of those for that arrowhead. Skin those rabbits. Actually, wait a minute. Where's my knife? Well. Yeah, I might turn scurvy off. I don't know if it's worth it. I find it more annoying than anything. I find it less challenging and more annoying. Look for these, I don't think it'll tell us till they're cooked. I don't think rabbits have any either. Vitamin C. Cool. And yes, you do fall into this never-ending trap of walking outside to leave and there being 4 dead rabbits there.
Come on, little fire.
Sooner or later, you become a victim of your own success. see what make anything with this? It's like no
I would drink almost anything about now.
broth. This isn't gonna cook. But it'll remind me that this stuff is here. I need oil, that's what I need. I don't think I have any oil here. This is something that I'm actually gonna have to start trying to keep track of. So I've got a couple of different things, a couple of different places where I'm missing stuff. Like I got 3 or 4 things of salt at the old lady's house, and I think I'm missing salt somewhere else. Yeah, what does the travois take? I see it in here, or do I have to go into the table and see it? That's why I never see it, because I never have crow's feathers on me, like really when I'm... It's weird, did they take away the hammer from acorns? Maybe it just speeds it up. Deer hide, gut, maple, workbench. Okay, no, that used to... I think that used to take less sticks and more hides. I thought you needed a moose hide and then a couple of deer hides. Like I thought it used to have like 1 moose hide and 2 deer hides. That's a lot cheaper than it used to be. 4 maple is kind of steep though. That's 4 bows. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of bows to give up for something to just pull a little bit more weight. Nope, no rabbits right now. Pop off. Drop that stuff. I think there was 1 canister of coffee here. Let's take the other ones back. How overweight am I? Dude. So annoying. That's not bad. kind of sick of his garbage. Man, if only I had a travois. Normally, I never quarter stuff. Couldn't do it. Yeah, see, I gambled on that dying out. I thought it was gonna trap me in a blizzard though. I was trying to
I'm getting tired.
make it more that was really weird what that just did. I think it's because I was kneeling. Okay, I got one of the bags.
I can barely walk with this much gear.
Oh my god, this is horrible. Just drop the bag, I'll come back for it. Where I gather every wolf in the region. Go my trap. Yeah, but those things measure in like a 24-hour period, so you gotta leave them out. You can't keep picking them up and moving them and stuff.
It's dusk, so I can't be far behind.
Yeah, see, I think it takes too long to quarter for you to then not have it all cut up. Like, I don't know, I've never actually measured out how long individually it would take to cut it up. Seems like you should get a discount. Like, basically, I think that you're just adding 2 hours to your breakdown time. So what I'm probably going to do is come up here, take some shelter by the house, process this outside, go to sleep,
So tired,
and then wake up and do the rest of it. I actually didn't intend for him to die, I just wanted him to go away so that I could leave. But whatever, he died, so I'm going to process it and we'll have 60 or 70 pounds of meat here. Plus a bunch of rabbits that I'll have by the time we're done doing all this. Come on, hurry up. I thought that was a body. I was like, how'd there be a body here? A very tiny one. Aw, that was kind of sad. Yeah, I'm probably just gonna go inside and sleep. It's not worth all this. Yeah, I'm gonna look that up later because I was sure that it was like I was sure like the bottom was a moose hide, because the thing even looks like it's two different colored hides. They had to have changed that. But like I knew the bear, one of the bear items used to be 2 pieces of hide. Then they changed it to 1, and then they changed it back again to 2. So I mean, they do stuff like that periodically, but I just don't remember seeing on the patch notes that the Travois had been cheaper to make. I got deer hide laying around all over the place. Like that's not a thing. I thought you needed a moose to do it. And then when I made it when they first came out, like everybody did, I'm sure. But go ahead and sleep some more. But I thought it got damaged too much for what it did and how much it cost. Moose hide is thick and rugged and stuff, you know. Grizzly hide's the same way. Like, it's not going to get damaged by you dragging it on the ground. A deer hide, that's more understandable. I mean, I think I looked at the Travois and the way it was before, I would have got like, I don't know, four or 5 uses out of the thing before it fell apart. Just nah, ain't worth it. Besides, it would just add one more weird noise to add to my shantytown sound that my wife would have to listen to.
Hope nobody needs this anymore.
Okay, see, that says it's 19 pounds. Did I just grab the... yeah, okay. 19 pounds. It's only 10 when I harvest it. So am I losing meat in this process? Because I feel like I'm losing meat.
I'm not sure I can carry much more.
Surprised that the bones and stuff are still in here. Yeah, I'm just gonna a couple more. I don't mind, like, especially since it's double weight. I'll probably never quarter anything again. That's dumb. You spend 2 hours doing it on top of all the time it takes you cutting it up here. Like, I need to, next time I do one, I'm gonna do the math. And, or maybe Bashrobe has already done it. To see about the viability of it. I want to know how much time you're taking off, but if I'm just losing 2 hours to initially cut it up in pieces, that ain't worth it. Not worth it at all.
This pack is getting too heavy to carry.
Yeah, I don't think it really has anything to do with where the bunnies and stuff walk. Like, you have to be in the grove somewhere, but I've seen people move them and reposition them and stuff. Like, it has to be like where they normally travel. I don't think it has anything to do with that. Let's process those guys before they get any worse. Have to sharpen this knife again when I'm done. drop all the hides and stuff in here. Oh, I didn't even think about that. I have to, one of my favorite mods ever on Skyrim has this pirate guy, retired pirate who moved inland and started, like a carpentry business or something. He's supposed to be doing home improvements, and so you can hire him to fix up Breeze Home in, not Riften, what's the name of the main city? Whiterun? So you can fix up your house, and his dialogue is just hilarious. It's a complete mod, but the voice acting is just awesome. And just, you know, him complaining about you wanting to put a forge in there and all these other things. And one of the things he complains about is you wanting to put a tannery in there. And he's realistic. He's like, oh my god. He's like, can't you imagine the smell? It's like, because it is, tanneries are literally one of the most disgusting smelling places that you could ever possibly imagine. It's just because, I mean, you got all the rotten, not only do you have all the rotten flesh and stuff like that, and it heating up in the sun, but then you have all the chemicals and stuff that you use too, and it's a nasty business. He's like, why? And then there's another thing where you can have him put in a furnace or whatever in there. And he's like, my god. He's like, there's a furnace not but 12 feet from your front door. And he's like, you want me to haul all that stone down those rickety stairs? He's like, oh no, let me guess, you want me to replace your rickety stairs? And you're like, yeah, while you're at it. But I gotta capture that and put that up on my channel so that my friend can see it. I've been telling him about it for years. And because it's just so funny. It's my favorite part of Skyrim, and it's not even part of the base thing. It's a mod. I gotta go see if I could find him. I think one time I tried to find it again. I couldn't find it. Maybe it never got updated when the special edition or whatever came out. But I gotta go and find him. He's great. The hard part is that he isn't the mod. He is just part of the mod. He's the person you go to do the stuff. The mod is just, oh, fix up Breeze Home, make it, you know, however you want it. But there's like 100,000 of those mods. But he's a part of one of them, and he's the best NPC in the whole game. He's amazing. But I'll just get all his dialogue trees and all his complaints, and just do it as one thing and put it up. I'm sure the mod maker won't mind. His downloads will probably go through the roof. I don't know. Yeah, let's just do it. Yeah, remember, he's not a dwarf, but he kind of looks like it. He's short and stocky, and he's got a beard, and I think he has one eye that's white where he supposedly lost it. I think he might have like a peg leg too, but he's definitely an old pirate. He's got the
I'm not gonna be able to carry this
Captain Shaw kind of talk, and I think he even says that he moved inland or whatever to get away from the sea or whatever. But the real thing is that he's wanted. You know what I'm saying? Nobody knows where he is inland. But if I find it and put it up, I'll put a link up for you guys in the description. That was all of it, right? Okay, well, we don't have to cook any of this, because the way they have their stupid food rules. We have it just rot out here. I mean, I shouldn't say that. I just, in my mind, have to rationalize that I'm actually burying this in the ice, and when I come back, I'm unburying it out of the ice. And it's just not sitting out here in the sun, you know, like this, rotting. I do need to eat today, though. You need to stay away from those traps, Mr. Bunny. We don't need any more meat today. But just in the time that we've been here, what did I get, like 10 rabbits or something? That was a lot. I think you need 100 for the badge. But like I said, that's one that I'll never use. On my main run, I think... Is that over? That might have been the one that's over. I was using it. I think that save got deleted. I think that was before the new thing came out. But I took it just because. I took that one. I took the one for coffee that I never used. And I think I took the wind walking one. I took like 3 that I'd never used before. And was miserable with them. They're not worth anything. I don't feel like the wind walking one does anything, actually. Like nothing. So we still have 2 places here to map. Like, I'm kind of miffed. They must be, it must be like the winding river area back there somewhere. And like where it says Western Access and stuff like that. It has to be like some of those. Please stay away from the traps, Mr. Bunny.
I need to find food.
You will not be eaten today, I promise you. Can you put it there?
I'd eat snow if the hypothermia wouldn't kill me.
Stop complaining, lady, please. Do I not have water? I do have water, just not a lot of it. Okay, let's drink that. And we're not going to cook all this meat. I'm just going to cook enough to eat, basically. I thought about doing this earlier, but I said we weren't going to cook it all, but you know, we're cooking it all, right? We'll cook it until I'm out of firewood. Let's leave it at that, but... Yeah, you never want to sit around and cook a bunch of bear meat, but... Now, whenever I come back here to go to Milton, or, you know, Broken Railroad, or the Keg, or anything, the airfield, I'll be able to stop here and eat, and I won't have to cook anything. Just be able to eat and go. Like fast food. You just have a bunch of raw meat sitting here, then you gotta wait. Build a fire every time, cook every time. It's a pain. It's easier to just eat it and go. Now you can only do this once you have level 5 cooking. Okay, and we may stop here. Maybe we'll make a bunch of water. Because I want to leave some bare for like the recipes, because there's some recipes, some cooking recipes that make different stuff. Thompson family stew. That's carrots and potatoes and stuff. Trout, venison. Maybe we don't have it yet. Maybe it's the other one. What do you make in the other pot? That's the stew. Dock workers pie. Fish. Salmon. Peppers pie. Stalker's pie. That has a star next to it. Black bear meat, wolf meat, acorn grounds, cooking oil and salt. So yeah, we'll leave some of this here so that we can make that later. We'll finish up with a bunch of water. Did not mean to mix in the rabbit. I don't think it matters, but whatever. I don't know. Oh no. Don't do it now. Not yet. We're almost done here, I promise. Which way is it blowing?
Wonder if I can drop any of this gear. I need to find a place to rest.
Oh, wait a minute. I got a bunch of that meat on me, don't I? No? It's just the water. Can't remember the last time I filled it up. I don't think I've ever made 4 pots of water all at the same time like that. Well, no, I take that back. I've done it like on the stoves, the 6-burner stoves. But there's not that many of them here.
I much more.
I don't have a 6-burner stove here.
is getting kind of heavy.
Okay, we're getting out of here, so picking all those up. Picking them up and we're laying them down. I don't think they take any damage just laying out here. Why is it standing up like that? You're not supposed to be standing up like that, you're just supposed to be laying down. Okay, whatever. Future me will think I left them deployed. And I did not. Okay, my ears hurt, so I think that's time to call it. I was gonna leave those outside, but I think it will always annoy me. I'll take them in.
I wonder if I can drop any of this gear.
Always make sure the fire is out when you do that. Important safety tip. Did that to shelter from the wind. Knelt for the wolves.
I'm not sure I can carry much more.
Okay.
And this pack is getting kind of heavy.
Alright. sure I don't have anything raw on me still. I'm gonna pick up these peaches to try to remind me that I got scurvy. Actually, you know what? I'll double dip here. We will put a can of peaches right in front of the door. I'll see them when I go to leave too. So I got 2 chances to not mess up. See, I don't know how it works, so like I don't know if I messed up earlier by not eating 1 cattail stalk to wipe it out, because I only had like 1% left after I drank like the last 2-3 cups of drink, coffee, whatever. And so I don't know if I should have gotten rid of the 1%. Like, does that stop the timer for 24 hours or something? I don't think it does. I think it's a total pull. So I think like if you, I don't know. Oh no, I gotta figure it out. I gotta look at it. Anyway, my ears hurt. See what badges we got and how many days we got. 74 to cold fusion. I always thought cold fusion was a different one. 100 days outside. Okay, efficient machine. Firemaster. 1,000 fires. Looks like free runner's gonna be the next one we get. Yep, I knew we got 10. There we go. Okay, I haven't done any of these yet still. Alright, no, go back to the game. Let's look at this. Oh, let's look at skills. Didn't really do anything there today. I think I shot a couple of people, but other than that, we haven't really done anything there. The 2 recipes we're missing are at the 2 zones we haven't been to. Coastal Highway and not Blake Inlet, what's the other one? Desolation Point? Whichever one of those 2 we haven't been to. The one with the whaling stations. $173. Where's the stat sheet? 171. Coastal Highway and Desolation Point. And Black Rock, we haven't been to any of those. The other 2 zones are newish. What bow hits? Bow shots taken. So I'm better than 50-50 on the bow. Shit taken. And the rifle. Rifle's probably like 60%. Revolver's under that, but sometimes I'm just trying to scare people with that. The one lost with Will Struggle was on purpose. Bears killed 5. Private snared 11. Can openers found 14. I wonder what the world record for that is. Maybe I'll declare myself the world record holder and see who else comes out of the woodwork. Hypothermia 3. I know I fell through the ice at one time. I didn't think I had it 3 times, did I? Oh no. I was in that blizzard that one time for a really long time. Maybe that's when I got one of them. Maybe I got him going walking through the waterfalls. Maybe that was some of it. Okay, well enough reminiscing. Two and a half hours.